how to maintain Palmetto St. Augustine. The Palmetto St. Augustine is pretty much, if it's planted out in fairly full sunlight, I would say taking care of it is about like taking care of many of our other grasses. Mowing it a minimum of once a week. During the growing season, putting out at least 1 inch of water per week, and fertilizing it 2 to 3 times a year. But if now the game does change a little bit, if we're talking about if you're using Palmetto how it was designed to be, which is most of the time people are planting it in some shade. It's tough growing grass in the shade, and the more shade you have, and the closer you get to that minimum 4 or 5 hours of direct sunlight per day, the tougher it is. You have to keep it's important to keep I'd say the number one thing is keeping the mowing height, never going below about 4, I would say some would say 3.5, I'd say 4.5 inches. Keeping that mowing height up exposes more leaf tissue to the sun to allow it to collect sunlight and do its photosynthesis. So that it's important for that, and also keeping the mowing height up. When you look out across the grass, it gives the appearance of being thicker than it is. So if you're standing out in the street looking up into a yard and you've got the grass a little bit taller, it's going to give the appearance of it being a thicker, greener, lusher lawn. Of course, if you go and walk and look directly down in it, it might be a little bit thinner. It's absolutely going to be thinner. If you plant grass in the shade, that's the effect that those big old oak trees have, is they thin the grass out over time, and Palmetto just does a little bit better job with that. But if you can keep that mowing height up, and probably it's because it's not in as much direct sunlight as many hours a day, you probably can get away with watering it a little bit less as well. And so you're not losing it in July, you're not losing as much to evaporation and whatnot. So but the most important thing you can do with any grass that you're trying to grow in the shade, and especially St. Augustine, the Palmetto St. Augustine, because that is the one that we recommend that you put in the shade. I know there are others out there, but that's the best we've got. And I know that it is important to trim those trees. And we tell everybody, if you're considering putting grass in any shade at all, there would be absolutely nothing wrong with you trimming the trees, no matter how thinned out you've got them. We always recommend trimming the trees and getting as much sunlight as you can in there, because there's not a grass out there that won't appreciate. The more sun, the better. And if you can get a little more sun in there, you'll be much happier with the grass that you've got in the yard.